Now that we have the fondant sheeted to the proper thickness, now remember, the fondant has been mixed with Tylose, so it has a nice, dry, firm feel to it. It'll feel like silk or a fabric. What we're going to do now is we're going to actually place this over the onlay. So I really use a pounce at this point. What I'm going to do is, if you have a new onlay, you should season it with cornstarch by putting a lot on there, okay? Like more than you ever would put on. And then what I like to do is kind of mix it in there. And then I just want to get all the excess off so that I have this 1 molecule thick coating of cornstarch all over the onlay. Now, let me show you something about a pounce real quick. If you want a lot, see, you can put it down, you can pounce it, but if you don't want a lot, you can just rub a surface and it'll put a very light kind of a patina over your fondant. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub this side, and that side goes down onto my onlay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to push down with my fingertips, and you should immediately see the pattern of the onlay coming through. This is the first sign that you're having success, is just by pressing down with your hands, just your fingers, okay? You should see that pattern coming through. Now, a couple years ago when I invented the onlay and introduced it, what I would do at this point is I would take a rolling pin and I'd start rolling. But you know, I found out that there's an easier, better way. I like to take a fondant smoother, and what I'm going to do is just press it down onto my fondant over the onlay, and my first presses are simply to get the fondant trapped into that bladed pattern, okay? Now what I'm going to do is press down and turn, and you should see the blades coming through almost immediately. Okay? And so if you press down and just turn 1/4 of a turn, you will see the blades coming through, and they look just like lines, and that is really, really great. Now, another nice thing that I like about using a fondant smoother is we want to see unbroken lines. We want to see all these nice little lamp-shaped patterns in the Moroccan onlay just really popping through. And you might see areas where you can take your fondant smoother and really concentrate, okay? So that's what I do. Now, if you want to take a rolling pin at this point, it's very trapped. You can rub it back and forth. But you can see this beautiful pattern just popping right through, and that is what you're looking for. If you rolled this too thick, you're not going to be able to get a really clean line. And you're going to see some inner areas that are bulging. Trust me, it's a useless fight to try to overcome fondant that's too thick. It's better just to start over, find out what's the proper setting so that you get something very, very level. If we made it too thin, it'll actually cup or bow inward in these areas. When we apply our adhesive, it's going to kind of pool there, and that is something that, you know, could work against you. So really, you want to find the exact thickness that goes right across the onlay, just like you see it here.